This is Dabu7. I want to discuss a little bit about what's happening here with small businesses and the billionaires here for a second. As I've talked about on the live streams, something isn't right here by far, as we are witnessing small businesses get derailed, get shut down completely, other businesses having to file for bankruptcy because of this whole thing we're going through, while at the same time, billionaires like Jeff Bezos are granted some kind of special permission to where their Amazon facilities could stay open and never close, never forced to face any scrutiny, CDC, FTC, I mean, whoever. None of it. He was allowed to keep on pushing. How can this be? Americans should be irate, and many are at this point, because they see what's happening. They're asking, how can this man keep his shops open while we have to close ours down forever? And what this is basically doing, guys, is it's going along the lines of doing exactly that, wiping out all small businesses and allowing the growth of big tech, big industry. It is monopolizing on everything right in front of your face. That's exactly what this is. And they will continue to do so. Now, as people could not go anywhere, they were forced to go online. And many of them using who? Amazon. So this man grew his wealth, and other billionaires growing their wealth, $434 billion during this pandemic. How is that? How is it that they can make billions while the rest of the world is suffering throughout this if this wasn't planned? Many of you already know the answer to that. I'm going to break this down further on the next live stream. Make sure to join us over here on D-Live, Monday, Wednesday.
Shalom. It's your brother Yerah, giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachach Chodash, for giving me a spirit in this lesson. And I wanted to get this real quick as a quick word of encouragement. As despite you see brother Dabu, not brother, but well, he could be, he goes in on the wicked, but this is just a message to not be discouraged of the things that you're seeing, where you're seeing these billionaires like Jeff Bezos and Amazon. The rich are getting richer, basically, and it's getting so bad that even other Edomites or so-called white people are calling it out, to the point to where it's people are going to be in the streets, and it's going to get to the point to where it's going to be undeniable that we're in those days, where the Most High is just going to show himself, So this is Job 27:13. It says, "This is the portion of a wicked man with God, and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword." So don't worry about the $434 billion extra that they just got. They just made off the backs of everybody else, including, all of these heathens, in this nation, because the Most High has set this up for them to multiply themselves for their own destruction. Remember, they're going to be in servitude to us and the kingdom, So let them gather all of these riches into themselves, which a lot of this is vanity anyway. Like these U.S. dollars, they aren't really worth anything, when it boils down to it. But nevertheless, people accept it, so you can buy real resources with it, for now. And a lot of brothers might have small businesses, we just think we were doing worse before, and now we were doing even worse now. We were already doing bad before, we were doing worse now. And it just seems like Esau keeps winning, but you just have to remember that this is his kingdom, So let me start again from 13. It says, "This is the portion of a wicked man with God and the heritage of his oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty." So the Most High is giving them this. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword. So they're going to be destroyed. That's the reason they're getting. One of the main reasons they're getting this. And his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Because a lot of these people, man, they had these riches passed on to them, So they were born rich, And what do they do with those riches? They got to get more riches, There's a proverb our forefather Solomon went into, said the men who love silver will not be satisfied with silver, So you should not be trying to build a kingdom off the silver and gold of this land, off the riches of this world, because the Most High is getting ready to take everybody's gold and silver, and give it to the ones who he promised the birthright to, which are the Israelites, the elect. It says, if his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Verse 15, those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep, because his women don't care about anything but that silver, though he heap up silver as the dust, and prepare raiment as the clay. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. He's already rich, but he just got to get richer. Verse 17, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver. So ultimately, let Esau do what he's going to do, It may be hard now, but keep the faith, brothers, This is just to stay encouraged that the Most High, this is the will of the Heavenly Father, Let him do what he's going to do. Put your faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And this is more proof that this would be happening in the latter days. This is Ezekiel 7. Ezekiel 7 and 19. This is talking about that dreadful day of the Lord that we all know is coming. As they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh. So there's no things you can buy. They're going to try to get bunkers. They're going to try to buy guns and military equipment. None of that's going to work, okay? Not enough riches in the world to contest Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, And it says, they shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is a stumbling block of their iniquity. So this is what's promised to happen, leading up to the day of the Lord. You would see things like this, So brothers, don't be discouraged, if you have a business, or, maybe you're out of work, and you're struggling, you got to rely on unemployment, and you're seeing Esau, he's just out here just winning, You just got to remember this is his kingdom, and the Most High set this up to be so, and he's the example of what not to do. He's the example of how not to rule, because here it is, it's his kingdom, and he's got all these riches, and people are still starving, people are still giving into all kind of manner of wickedness, So don't let any man take that crown, man. So shalom to all the brothers, especially the brothers that are preaching on the highways and byways, all the elect, the 1/3 of Israel, which are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's you, you're the one that the Most High promised the birthright to, So stay encouraged. Shalom to you, brothers. Hopefully I'll edified. Shalom.